Welcome back to another edition of Reality Check, your weekly deep dive into American Idol, The Voice, and the Real Housewives of that dumpster behind your local McDonald's, only by Bravo. I'm Michael Slezak from TVLine.com. I'm here with American Idol Season 6 standout Melinda Doolittle, and fun fact, she's a huge fan of the Housewives franchise.
Who is?
I use fact the way Sarah Palin uses fact. Facts are subject to change. Did I go there? I just went there. Now you've gone and brought politics into it. Next week, we're going to cover the debates instead of Idol. How about that? That'll be fun for everybody.
And cut.
Anyhow, let's jump into Hollywood Week, Lines of 10, and group rounds on American Idol, the farewell season. Can you just say that? I can't even say her name.
La Portia. My notes say La freaking Portia. That's what they say.
I've got the eye of a tiger, fighter, dancing through the fire.
You know, I know she changed up the melody. I know that. But oh my gosh, it was amazing when she was like, lion.
Louder than a lion.
Staying Alive was like, you know, in those car ads when they're like, goes from 0 to 60 in 6 point. I mean, she went from standing still to just, you can tell by the way I use what I'm sold.
Well, you can tell by the way that I use my walk. I'm a woman's man, no time for talk.
I know what I can tell by the way she uses.
Oh.
Did that make any sense? I don't think it did.
Even when she wasn't singing, even when her group mate was forgetting all of the words and only singing syllables, LaPortia's over on the side doing this little roll with her hips, and I was like, get it!
When she was done, she should have laid her Amex card down on the stage because she thoroughly owned it.
Staying alive, staying alive.
Hollywood Week this season is off to a very strong start, and it's my kind of season. A lot of divas, Sonica, LaPortia, Lindita.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Did you say Sonica?
I did say Sonica. I'm coming around, like Carly Simon, coming around again.
Welcome to the right side.
She impressed me in her line of 10. She really did. The voice is smooth, it's restrained.
I'd like to say we gave it a try.
She knows how to sort of finesse it and restrain it. I want to see a little more fire.
Huh.
Right?
No.
You don't?
No. I love her understated way of doing things. I think it's angelic. I think it's wonderful. I think it's refreshing.
I'm like next to the bandwagon. I'm not on it. She's giving me just a touch of Catherine McPhee emotional distance.
No.
Yeah, just a touch. I'm just seeing hints of it. It's too early to tell. I loved Lindita in the group rounds. Granted, she was about as subtle as a circus acrobat doing a spin from her braid. It was absurd.
God damn. You're trying to prove something and you really want to make it through. I get going for it. I totally get it. So I wasn't mad at Lindita, and the girl's insane.
Who else did you dig this week? Who rocked your socks? Rocked your socks? Knocked your socks off?
I am into Geneve at this point.
This is the girl that was off the grid, remember? Oh, yeah.
I love the way she plays the cello, and I know you were saying she cuts her words off too quickly or whatever. When you hear the percussive way that she plays, you understand the percussive way that she sings.
One thing I know, no matter where I go, I keep my heart and soul in the boondocks.
But when she got to that Lady A song in the group round,
I'm all alone and I need you now.
The yearning in her vocal, I didn't even know she had that in her.
It was a mature vocal in a way that most of the 15 and 16-year-olds have not proven capable thus far. I just have one question about Geneve.
Okay.
Just trying to decide whether or not I'm okay going to hell. Yeah, I'm okay going to hell. Are we concerned at all that maybe she's from Central Casting? The overalls and the Pharrell hat and the scarf tied in her braid and the I live off the grid makes for an interesting story, but it's veering slightly toward costume for me.
There's so many people here, and there's lights, and seems like there's cars everywhere, which there is.
I'm not impugning her personality. I'd just like to see a picture of her from like circa 2013, 2014, and just make sure she was still living that way.
There's a certain naivete and twang to her voice that tells me that she just grew up loving music. There's something unaffected by it that really is intriguing to me, and I feel like that is because of how she was brought up. So I believe her.
My cynicism runs deep. It's season 15. What can I say? I think you also were digging Jen Bossel this week.
We decided to do hers in the bathroom because the acoustics are better. We're really a close-knit community.
She still makes me nervous on when she's not singing.
Right.
But when she sings, like, there's just this lilty quality to her, and she can't help but like move her body in these weird, awesome, kind of Sia-esque ways. There's something that kind of takes over when she starts singing that I really enjoy.
Oh, brother, let me be your shelter.
We're seeing the edited Jen. You can't hide when you get to the live shows. She could say anything at any time.
It would make me so happy. Come on, J Blow.
My brother gave me the nickname of J Blow a long time ago.
We kind of need that in our life.
You know, Jen, you have such a natural, quirky thing about you, as the girls are nodding their heads passionately about.
It's a very lady-heavy season. I feel like most of the frontrunners are women at this point. But then there's Trent Harmon, mono and all.
He must perform alone to protect the other contestants.
It is contagious?
Okay, well, you get well, I'm a back up.
I have like a newfound respect for him, and I know that a lot of vibrato came out. I know that all that happened.
Every step we take, he also to the bay, rolling so casually.
There is something about going through the Hollywood Week experience that's already stressful enough, and then to be that sick, for your voice to not be cooperating with you, basically, and you having to work around it. That to me tells me that he's great for live shows. And yes, he made some faces, but you would too if you had mono.
He is a face puller in the extreme. I think he needs to just be careful, just from a competitive standpoint, because it's a show where they do a lot of close-ups. But I did like the fact that his second performance, he moved and grooved and worked the stage sick as a dog, but he filled that stage in a way that some of the four-person groups failed to do.
The brilliant Michael Orland was like, if you have to do this by yourself, then move.
We've never had a group of one. Move around, do something just to make it exciting.
Where do you stand on the envy versus chicken noodle soup drama? That's like probably the worst sentence I've ever said.
They kicked me out of the group and left me stranded in the hallway.
No, that was her decision.
Wow.
Oh, that was her decision.
If I were that group that wanted to do all the same song and somebody else didn't, and their mama was all up in my business and stuff,
Problem is the problem song. We need to change the song.
I'd just be like, bye. Bye, Felicia.
They just sort of skulked away in the night.
What do you mean your group left you?
And if they had just been like, bye, Felicia, it might have saved them the bitch edit that Idol tried to give them later.
You're not worried she might leave the group?
That girl, Anatolia, you know when you get the Ben & Jerry's with the core in it, that delicious like caramel core, she was sort of the core of the drama. I felt like it was coming off of her, it was coming off of her mom.
If it doesn't sound right, you're done.
She loved giving sound bites about how she'd been done wrong.
For them to just like throw me off of the curb, you don't know who to trust.
And I just wanted to be like, girl, like settle yourself, quiet down, and work on your song.
I don't see the problem. I may have like looked the mama in the eye and the sweet little girl and shaken their hands and been like, I wish you the best. But I'm out.
You could have looked at her mom, shaken her hand, and said, have a nice day. Just do it for our viewers, just one line.
Have a nice day. Oh my gosh, it's too early for that.
All right, I'm done. Have a nice day.
I'm not worried about sleeping at all.
The one other drama moment I just want to touch on, Shelby Z and Michelle Marie not hugging the evil girl in their group when she got eliminated, and then Keith being like, don't forget Lindsay.
Don't forget Lindsay.
Yes, they forgot to hug her in that moment. You never know what you're going to do when you find out you make it through. Like, you just get excited and things take over. So maybe she didn't make the hug circle, but then when they went to try to touch her, she kind of like moved her arm away. So we don't know what happened on that walk all the way down the aisle before they came through that door.
True.
So if she was still acting like that, I might have come out screaming too and been like, deuces.
Michelle Marie, though, when she was like, she did the most tentative, non-enthusiastic.
She cracks me up. Her and those bangs, I can't.
I should have known by the way you passed me by. There was something in your eyes and it wasn't right.
There's a little bit of Tracy Flick in her, and it scares me.
I don't know what you're referring to.
This is where Carrie Underwood basically took off. It's where all of the winners shine, and this is my moment to shine.
I believe in the voters. They understand that elections aren't just popularity contests.
A little bit.
We're singing like legitimately every single song on the list, and it's taking forever.
I always feel like
1,000,000% excited.
this is the time of the season when Idol starts to apply a winner's edit with all the subtlety of like Axe body spray on a Jersey Shore cast member. You can smell it from 50 paces, and I feel that the contestants they seem to be pushing in that direction are underperforming just a little. Tristan McIntosh aimed too high with that Carrie Underwood song, just didn't reach the notes that she wanted to reach.
They say just a little faith, it'll all get better.
She's still learning her voice. That's what I can take from that. I think she's not positive what her voice can do in different situations, and that doesn't always bode well for Idol.
There's definite talent there, but is the talent fully baked? And I felt that way a little bit with Emily Brooke.
The truth is that I never ever wanna hurt you, baby, but it'd be nice to know that I could.
I still love her tone. I love her voice. I feel like she didn't pick a great song.
Be strong enough to pull you under, throw you back a little thunder.
It had possibly 2 notes to it. The verse was like, nay, 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 nay.
And speaking of 2 notes, I thought Gianna Isabella turned One Night Only into like 1 note.
I have no doubt that I could love you forever.
I feel like in 3 years, these kids will be ready for The Voice, but right now the adults, the full-grown adults, are kind of rising to the top.
Listen, I love Gianna's voice, actually. Like, I just feel like she could have made maybe some better choices melodically with One Night Only, but the girl can sing.
You've got one night only, one night only.
The problem is, this season, there are rumors that the judges will be narrowing it down from 24 to 12.
What?
And I don't know that I trust the judges to correctly gravitate toward adult voices. The judges love youth. J-Lo loves the 15-ness. Harry loves a contestant he can put up on his shoulders and carry into the audience. They're pushing that Dalton Rapatoni.
He's cute.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray.
All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray is kind of how I feel about his approach to a vocal at this moment.
He's capable. I heard some capabilities during like the line of 10. I did.
California dreaming on a winter's day.
I just think that he didn't quite live up to that fully quite yet.
He needs to stop going like, hey, hey.
I stopped into a church.
And Thomas Stringfellow, a Twitter follower, made a very astute and hilarious observation. After he was done with his line of 10 performance, they showed a woman in the audience saying, he is so good.
He's so good.
And guess who was sitting right next to her?
Who?
Thomas Stringfellow. So she wasn't saying it about him.
He's so good.
Oh.
I mean, we know they play with editing. We know everything is heavily edited, but that is so disingenuous. I think Fox owes it to us to show us who did she say it about? Who?
I gotta go back.
She. And no she, no po.
I'm deciding to leave the competition because I'm not ready.
That sounded like I was speaking another language, but that actually meant something.
I stand corrected that Poe couldn't handle the heat. Poe girl.
Do you think, will they still be able to utilize she in the audience weeping?
No, listen, season 6 had the crying girl. We're done with that.
This is my moment to shine.